Evening morons. It is Victor, the king of the morons. You should know that by now. Using the iMac iSight camera today to make things a little bit simpler. I love using the good camera, the SLR. I usually use it's an old, I guess old these days. It's I guess well, it's an American camera actually. It's a Canon T2i. In Japan, it's called a Kiss-X4, I believe. And it's just a good SLR camera. The problem with the SLR cameras is that they only videotape up to 4 gigs at a time. Some of you seem to think it's because of certain laws in Europe, but I do know for a fact that the 60D tapes to 29 minutes, and so does the 70D, which I'm hoping to save up enough money to buy. It's like $1,000, so I can actually do these. So if you are, if you have so much money that you don't know what to do with it, and you want to send me $1,000 to buy a 70D. You really shouldn't. I mean, there's a lot of people who could use that money instead of me. No, I'm saving up for one, so I don't want to come across as being serious. But anyway, oh no, the end of it. Okay, old par. I have bad news. Yeah, promised the wife we're gonna go on a 1 month. No alcohol. Oh, I could finish this today. I'll have one proper shot. No alcohol. No more drinking for 1 month, starting tomorrow. So, can I do it? What's tomorrow? 19th. So the next, well, I suppose I should be allowed to. I have my action party coming soon. Our anniversary party, actually. Our anniversary party was actually last week, but due to the fact that, Maggie died, no one's really in a celebratory frame of mind. So anyway, well, starting to get warm here, starting to sweat finally, which I don't know. I don't mind sweating. It's just I don't like sweating and working at the same time. I wouldn't mind sweating if I could just sweat. If that were my job, just to sweat. Get up and sweat today. Time to get up and sweat. Let me take a sip of this before we continue. If you haven't guessed by now. Somebody said, "Why do you make faces when you drink?" Okay, I'll try drinking without making a face. Ready? You know what it is? My tongue's used to it, but my throat still feels the burn. Okay. Yes, what am I here? This is a laundry video. A laundry video for those faithful viewers are videos you are not expected to really watch because I don't do anything interesting in them at all. Everything's just, it's just the voice. So there's really no point in watching. There's nothing to see here. Nothing to see. Okay? Answering questions. So the first question comes from a guy. I'm gonna try to answer things, your questions here. First of all, please do not send me emails on YouTube on the message system. Please send me Gmail. Please send me emails at gimmeabreakman@gmail.com. But please don't send me questions unless you've really researched something. Or you've got an insane amount of, you got something that you can only really contact you, something special, right? Some special question or something. Yeah, look at some of the other videos I've done, please. Anyway, first question comes from, and believe it or not, I'm going to say his name because it can't be his real name. James Dingleberry, and his icon is Sylvester Stallone from First Blood. Now I know you probably get these letters 10 times a day, but but any information would be helpful. I'm currently in school studying criminal justice to become a police officer in America, but another passion of mine is to teach English in Japan. And I would love to be able to go overseas and learn their culture as well as give something in return, i.e. teaching English. I have looked all over the internet and I've studied up on a lot of stuff that I should do, but to be honest, I have no idea where to start from where I am. Is it possible, if possible at all? I would love it if you could possibly help me in getting started on my way to becoming an English teacher in Japan. But you can of course message me on here. But if you would like a faster response, contact me on Skype. Okay, and then it gives me his real name. So here's the thing. I do enjoy answering. Well, yeah, no, I do. I do enjoy interacting and everything, but I'm not going to go out of my way to answer your questions. Like, I'm not going to go and call you, okay? I mean, it's like, if you really want to get in touch with me and help me, it's like, come on, guys, really? I mean, really? I mean, why would I do that? I mean, put yourself in my shoes. I literally get 20 of these a day, okay? Here's the deal. I don't Skype with anyone anymore unless you pay what my students pay, which is actually I'll give you guys a deal. My students pay $35 in 30 minutes for Skype lessons. And I charge you guys $20, and only three people have taken me up on it. But I usually give them more. Once you pay, I'll just talk to you. I'm a slut. I'm a whore. But I just can't. The thing is, I don't want to get. First of all, I don't want to get stuck in a Skype call with a crazy person. That's my fear. Is that that some of you guys are insane. Because I've seen the comments. I mean, some of them are so crazy. You're like, I don't want to get stuck. Like, what if I get stuck on a bus? Oh, yesterday I was out with Ronan Dave, and I'm walking around with Ronan Dave, or maybe I don't remember, but I see a foreigner, and he's coming towards me. I think he's kind of a big guy, and he gives me this look, and I kind of suspect that he knows me, but I can't really tell if he knows me because we met before, or because I used to run a bar, I used to be a band manager, I've been around forever. I've been around. What's that? I've been around since I forget it. Anyway, Barry Manilow song. I forget. Anyway, so, yes, I used to listen to Barry Manilow. But anyway, long story short, I get an email this morning saying, "Hey, I saw you last night at Nagoya Station," and he wanted some advice, some travel advice. But which is fine, But he should have said hello. He should just say hello, man. I guess. Unless you're crazy, in which case I'm crazy too. Ignore me. Okay, so about this guy, how do you get started? Get a college degree. Get a university degree. Save your money. Then come over here to a decent city. Start looking for jobs online. Come over here and just start going to English school. Cold calling. That's what I did, man. I just cold called. I went to the International Center where they had a list of all the schools. Or you just come here and just look on the internet at schools and start cold calling. That's what I did. And I got a job at a shitty little school out in faraway little town. Anyway, that's a long time ago. No experience at all. But, I was a native English speaker. Fairly handsome back in the day. You might not believe it, but... Next question comes from Austin. Says, "Hey, Austin here. Fellow English teacher in Japan and newbie YouTuber. Sorry to bother you, polite fella. I know you must get a ton of emails, so I'll make this short. I want to start making more videos, not slideshow movies for YouTube. My question is, what kind of camera do you use?" Okay, so as I said in the beginning of this video, it's a Canon. I think, if you want to go cheap, I think just your iPhone is fine. Seriously, if you get one of those iPhone tripods, that iPhone is fine. And if you have an iPod, you could use that as the mic if the iPhone is far away, but usually you don't need anything. Just content is the most important thing. Don't get stuck. Don't get obsessed with the tech side of video making. First, make videos. More importantly than that is plan your videos, write your videos. Unlike these videos, which I'm just answering questions. Yeah, that's more important. So I'm sure, and edit. If you have a computer and you can edit things, and don't worry so much about the camera side. As I told you, abroad in Japan just 2 days ago, he put up a video at 480. It's doing well. Nobody complained at all. It was actually an accident for him to do that, but anyway. So I do have a mic, proper mic, $200. This is a $200 Rode mic. Hold on, over here, which I'm not using right now. That's connected to the SLR camera, right? But again, that's like when I'm out in the street. I don't really need that. This is a little tiny Samson, S-A-M-S-O-N, not Samsung, but Samson. It's a $50 mic, and it's very good, as you can tell. Hey, baby, how you doing? Can you hear my romantic vibes, my sexy drawl? Anyway, that's fine. That's all you need, man. So this is a USB mic. That's a XLR mic. I don't know. Yeah, I think that's what it's called. Anyway, I don't know that much about the tech stuff. That costs $200. This costs $50. But like I said, if you have an iPhone that's close enough, you don't need any of that. All right. So let's see. So he says, yeah. He says his videos are lackluster. Yeah. The thing about the SLR camera, and I recommend you check out Warmoth Strat for this. Warmoth, WARMOTH. STRAT, Warmoth Strat, Mully. He's been on the channel a dozen times, but some of you guys are new. He's got a new series of videos out. We've been talking a lot, and thanks to me, he's decided to do something similar to me, which is to use an SLR to make his videos. Though tonight I'm not using it because of the length. See, I'm already at 10 minutes, right? If I were using the SLR, I'd be done by now. I have to turn it off, turn it on again, edit again, and I don't have the time because I got alcohol to consume and a pillow to go put my head on. Oh yeah, so the most important thing is the lens. The lens. Even if you get a cheap SLR, that if it can film and you've got a good lens, like I use a 50mm 1.18, but there's a 28 that Ozzy uses, and there's a guy named Soizy Max who does a I'll put the links in the description. Soizy Max does a video review of the 70D. But more importantly is the lens that he uses in there is it's a 40 millimeter. Get a lens that has nice bokeh. So in the back, everything's out of focus. With this lens on this camera, everything's in focus on the whole room, right? You can see that dirty condom in the back there. Just kidding. There's nothing to see here. This is a laundry video. Why would anyone do that? That would be gross. Okay. So, I think there was something about a dirty condom in the news recently, but I can't remember what it was. I don't remember now. Anyway, forget about it. Yeah, so that's the camera information. Let's go on to the next video, the next question. Okay. Let's see. Hi there, Victor. Love your videos, obviously. Obviously, she said that, not him, me. Oh, Morgan? Is that a man or woman? And, I think it's a woman, Morgan. I just listened to, is Morgan ever a man? Could be a man, right? Okay. I just listened to your Women in ESL Laundry video and had a question regarding getting a degree in Japanese. In the video said to get a degree in something else unless you plan to teach Japanese or Japanese histories. Yes, I've said this time and time again. If you are going to, if you are in university and you're thinking about coming to Japan and you're thinking, oh, I'm going to get a degree in Japanese, why? Why would you waste all that? College is effing expensive, right? Credits are like, I don't know what they cost these days, $500, $300 a credit or something. Just go to a language school or learn by yourself. Study really hard. Learning, don't even, and some people say, oh, how do I learn Japanese? Just get a notebook, start writing down things that make sense to you, okay? And go around and say, how do you say this in Japanese? Look it up, write it down, start putting it together. Oh, this word means that here and this means here. Start asking questions, There are a lot of places out there you can ask questions on. You can ask, or find a friend, Japanese friend. But just start getting a notebook and write down and start studying Japanese. And get a book, get a really basic book and go through it. Let me see if I have anything here. I have tons of old. These are old. Oh, this is old, so I haven't touched this in years. But here's an example, right? Situational Functional Japanese. This is book 3. This is volume 3. I think I gave away 1 and 2 because I didn't need to anymore. This has English and Romaji and Kanji all mixed up. Yeah, so this explains everything pretty well. Go through the books, go through a series, and not just once. Don't put it back. It won't fit. That's what she said. Don't go through it just once. Go through it again and again and again. Okay, until you know it. And watch things that interest you. Like if you're interested in Japanese anime, then watch anime. That's fine. Or watch or dramas or read manga, whatever. And look stuff up. Keep a notebook. I have tons of notebooks. They're mostly in the toilet, where I keep a lot of books. We have a bookshelf in the toilet. Someone gave me shit for don't read the Quran in the toilet. I read all the books in the toilet. I mean, I'm not racist against just the Quran. I mean, why should I take that out? I mean, I'm just flipping through it. It's not like I'm praying. I'm trying to educate myself. It's better than not knowing anything about the Quran, don't you think? That's a debatable topic. Okay, I'm trying to learn about other cultures and stuff. Okay, so yes, I think I got off subject. Would you consider translation work? Oh yes, would you consider translation work as a type of career for a Japanese language and culture degree? No. If you're going to be a translator, nobody cares. I've been offered that job before. I'm like, yeah, I got the EQ. I passed every section of EQ, and they're like, we don't care. Here's the translation. Do it. Come back. Then that's it. Of course, some places, if you're going for a company job, they might ask you for some kind of degree or this or that. But people who study Japanese know that having those degrees are worthless unless you can actually do the work, and that's a lot harder. Translating it's a different thing. It's not the same as being able to converse. Translating is really, really hard. Well, I guess it depends. Like a lot of the translation that exists out there is like technical translation, and that's a true pain in the ass, I gotta tell you. So other translation is easy. Like I know a guy who does subtitling for manga or anime. Oh no, was it anime? And yeah, that's pretty easy comparatively. Okay, let's go back to this. I'm not the kind of, let me see. I'm teaching myself Japanese until I go back to school. That's good, but I want credentials that help me out later. So, like I said, find out what I don't really know these days, but what degree is in most demand? Is it business management? Is it engineering? Is it computer? You know, how to make an app? Is there? I'm sure there's not a degree for that, but maybe something in computers. I don't even know what to call it. Something in the computer industry or internet industry, I would think would be more useful in this day and age. Yes, day and age. Okay. Let's see. And like I said, if you want to come and teach in Japan and get your foot in the door, then all you need is a degree in anything. So, okay. Let's see. What else does she say here? I'll translate product warranties or damn near anything if that's what it takes. Yeah, that kind of work exists, but it's really boring. I don't currently have a degree in my SO significant other. My SO and I have plans to move to Japan as soon as we are able to. Be careful coming over. I've mentioned this before with your lover, your significant other, because a lot of relationships break up over here. It's pretty bizarre. I've seen married men come over here. The guy runs off with one of his students. They have a kid. He and his wife takes the kid back, and there's a big fight. It's just a mess, right? Anyway, he already has connections and possibly sponsorship over there since his company was bought by a Japanese company, but I would be starting from scratch. Unless one of his Japanese coworkers I've met would throw me a recommendation. Yeah, they probably would. Yeah, like this woman is very nice and I'm sure she'll be a great teacher. Yeah. But it appears to me that you're not ready to translate yet. So teaching would be the only thing you can do, at least for now. Let's see, I have plenty of skills that could get me run-of-the-mill part-time job over there, but translating Japanese and helping travelers are the things I would really love to do. Helping travelers. I think most travelers wouldn't, if I were to come to Japan or go to any country, I wouldn't want a native helping me out unless I were in trouble. But I would rather have a local that I can trust helping me out. And think about, that's what it is. This is gonna be racist or bigoted, whatever. But I trust Japanese people. If I came to Japan and there was a Japanese person who would show me around, I'd prefer that person to do it instead of a native. But if I were going to Peru, which is where my family's from, I wouldn't trust a Peruvian. I would trust an American person or a Japanese person before a Peruvian. Unless, they came highly recommended. But, if I went to a third world country, I've been to so many, and it's always like the people, a lot of them take advantage of travelers, They're like, let me show you around. They're all nice, and then they want to sell you some jewels, or they want to force you to buy something, and they get all pissed off if you don't, So, yeah, you're a meal ticket to them. So, there's that. But I'm sure there's a great guy on YouTube named Will, who I did William, you know who you are, William. He was invited me to his country, and he's going to take me around. I would trust him because we've had some interaction. Not all of it has been pleasant, but for some reason I would trust him. Isn't that strange? Yeah, it doesn't have to be. Yeah. Anyway, let's see. I have plenty of skill. What is figuring out the logistics of this is interesting. Okay. Anyway, thanks for the long message. Yeah. So that's my answer. I don't know if that was really helpful. Get a degree. Don't waste your degree on Japanese. If you want to translate, just learn how to translate. Start translating. Just do it. Just start doing it. Do it with anything. Just start learning to translate. You get better and better. Okay. Okay. Let me see. Oh, someone asked me about the video response function is gone, and a guy I met here a long time ago named Wasurechatta. I don't know if he actually posted any videos under this name, but Apparently I met him a few years ago, though to be honest I can't remember. I remember. I mean, I'm sure if I met him again I'd remember him, but I would hope so. Not getting that old, not that senile yet. But anyway, the point being, if you want to leave a video response to any of my videos, all you have to do is put the link. Just say, I hope you don't mind me. Just politely ask. Here's the thing: politely ask, and I will allow it. You know, I don't care. You can, if it's a video response, don't spam your videos on my videos. If you have a video that has nothing to do with my video, then don't put it in the comment section. It's impolite. It's just rude. That's just YouTube rules. The other thing you shouldn't do, and the reason I banned a jerk the other day, he's kind of an asshole. I could tell through the comments, but I had no reason to ban him. Then he started like trying to sell his shit on my channel. Like, come to my channel, you can buy my copyrighted handbook on how to pick up chicks in Japan, or whatever he was selling. But the thing is, that's just impolite. You don't do that. So I blocked him. And it turns out he's a dickhead anyway. So he went ape shit. But I'm not going to even mention his name because I've seen a couple of his videos. He's basically insane. He's insane. Yeah. I may respond to him later but it would be a total, not even a roast. It would just be a bake, a grill. It would be humor, so I promise. Okay. I've got a request for, and a few people have asked me to do video responses to that guy, but he's insane. There's just no point. I mean, you've got to be able to, one reason of doing video responses to people that you disagree with is that on some level you respect them. Even if you disagree with part of what they say, like I've done video responses to Canada Gen 3 in the past that I didn't totally, not believe, agree, but I respect her enough that I don't mind having public interaction with her, which helps both of us. Probably more me than her these days, she's doing very well, and congrats to her. Anyway, and she's a lovely girl. A lovely girl. Those guys who a lot of guys write shitty comments about her. No, she's really nice. So that's all I got to say about that. Though I really wish you wouldn't write shitty comments about her on my videos anymore. Okay, I mean, you're not going to change my mind. So I've met the woman. Got an email here from Sam who says, sorry about Maggie. I've lost 2 dogs tragically in the last 5 years. I know how terrible it is. I'm really, I'm sorry to hear about that. Tragically, I wonder what happened. Like lawn mowing accidents, or I don't know. I hate that, tragically. Yeah, the sight of Maggie's last few seconds as she died was like on the hospital table. Still haunts me. This tongue sticking out. It's But then I'll watch a video of her when she's not like that and kind of forget it, or try to forget it, try to replace it. Anyway, condolences. He asked me to do a video response to a video that rips on Japan and Japanese people. I may get around to it, Sam. Thanks for the suggestion. I do appreciate the suggestions, so thank you. I do like doing video responses, and they're easy. And as you know, on this channel, I don't have time. I'm really working a lot, like all day teaching, so which is good because I'm saving up the money for the baby that's coming this year soon, which is one reason I got to give this up, because I got to concentrate. This is distracting a little bit. Not that I get trashed or anything. I don't know. It's the wife. She thinks she wants everything to be perfect, right? So don't drink at all for a month, and who knows what'll happen. But she's actually stopped. And anyway, enough of that. You don't need to know so much private information, right? You don't care either. Okay, Drunken Prayer says, I recently found your videos, and I'm a moron. I love that. Oh, dude, I love you for saying that. Yeah, the guys who take themselves so seriously, don't call me moron. Anywho, I'm moving to Osaka next week, and I have not seen this covered in your videos, but I don't want to be an ignorant gaijin. Too late. And have tried to learn a bit of Japanese before coming over. So my question is, how much Japanese do you think is necessary to know before I move? 0. You don't need any Japanese to move to Japan. I know dozens of people who are Exhibit A, Exhibit B, Exhibit C. I only have my name, how much, where, hello, good, goodbye, thank you. That's enough. To start off, that's all you need. and just speak English really slowly, and people may partially understand you, and some people will not. Some people will panic, but there are people who understand. I was with Caleb and my wife, and we were looking for the Kawasaki Penis Festival last weekend. That sounds weird. The three of us, like some kind of weird sexual thing. No, it's a famous festival in Kawasaki, and we were looking at the map, and this woman came by, and in very good English. She was very cool. She was like I think she was 50, but she was very young looking. Except her hands were all wrinkly, kind of freaky, but her face, And she was like, "Oh, can I help you?" And my wife had gone to the bathroom then, so she kind of, "Oh, two foreigners, I can talk to them." But she was very, very friendly. I mean, people will help you. It's actually, if you go to Korea, I've said this before, Korean people are a lot friendlier to foreigners. You open up a map, you just open up like, "Oh, I wonder where I am." People are like, "Oh, can I help you?" But in Japan, if you do it, at least in Nagoya, you open up a map, and you'll have to wait. We should do an experiment where people just open maps and sit in the middle of the city and wait until somebody offers some help. I often offer, tongue twister there. I often offer strangers or obvious tourists help. Anyway, I've been to a lot of places, but mostly they speak romantic languages, and I always learn key phrases. I don't want to be a moron in Japan. Do you think the basics are enough to not be a dick for the first few weeks? Dude, you're not going to be a dick because no one's going to say, "Did you check out the gaijin? What a dick, man. He didn't speak any Japanese." That is so funny. Anyway. Okay, last, and these really do not email my YouTube inbox anymore. I've been sending people cut and paste messages, telling them not to, but yesterday I got a whole slew of messages. So here's another one. And I hate sending cut and paste messages because it seems so dickish. Like my cut and paste messages. "I'm sorry to send you this cut and paste message, but please do not email me. I will not be reading these or answering these anymore. Please email gimmeabreakman at gmail.com or Reddit." I forgot it. What's the Reddit? Just a minute. We have a Reddit site now that June and his lady friend. What's her name again? Rachel. That's it. For a second, I thought it was Heather again. It's Heather, but no, I know it's not Heather. I don't know why. I thought for the longest time her name was Heather for some bizarre reason because I'm an idiot on that level. Anyway, the Reddit site is called. I want to get the address correctly. It's reddit.com/r/moronarmy/. I'm trying to answer. I've answered a few questions over there too. And other people will answer you too, even if I don't get to answer them. Anyway, let's get back to the question. Where is the question? Okay, this guy says, not sure if this is a good way to get in contact with you. At least he notices that. But or if you would be interested in it, but I made a quick vlog on the subject that you brought up in your latest video with Ron and Dave. I'm not sure it really answers your question on the matter, but I hope it's somewhat informative. Okay. It's called Reignmonday Talk Shit. Japanese culture versus a quick. Okay, good. He did a video response. So I will put a link to this. I'll tweet this out. Because I like people commenting. I want people to vlog more. Even if they disagree with me. I'm okay with that. Unless they're insane and they just bring up shit that doesn't make any sense, in which case I will ignore you. Okay, so that's a bunch there. We're at 20 minutes, and I'm going to try to do a few more. Next email comes from Ray, who says he's an American. He's going to be in Japan. He's in Osaka now. He's going to be in Nagoya soon. He wants to know if I'll have lunch with him. What do you think, guys? Should I have lunch with a stranger? I've had lunch with a few of you strangers, and you've never disappointed me. So I think I'm going to go ahead and have lunch with him. Yeah. So Ray, but this is the condition. He'll have to watch this video. So Ray, I will have lunch with you, but you've got to watch this video and contact me. Okay. I hope that works. Okay, next question. Emily sent me a link about a group called FUDANJUKU. And it's pretty cool, excuse me for the burp. It's a group of women who dress like men. And they're makes you kind of want to be gay. Just watch, okay? I'll put a link in the description too. I gotta remember that. Okay, Andre from Sweden, age 24. He's one of these arrogant Europeans who has a name with an accent in it. How arrogant. What do you got that accent on your name for, boy? You think you're better than us? The normal alphabet ain't good enough for you? You gotta go and make special vowels there? Okay. Like those things that in Germany, those little dots. What are those called? I forgot. Little dots that you put. Uhlenblaus or something. I don't know what they're. Okay. I just felt the urge to write you a mail, mainly to give you some positive feedback. Thank you, Andre, and I'm sorry for making fun of you. I'm just joking, you know. In June this year, after fucking 5 years of planning back and forth, I'm going to Japan to study the language. I love how some European youngsters, I shouldn't say youngsters, but young men, young people, they throw fucking in their sentences in a very pure way. Like, it doesn't sound dirty when they do it. Like that German kid that that stayed in Nagoya with me, the crazy German cyclist. He would say fucking all the time, and it's really it's endearing. I got to tell you. I work late night shifts and with nothing to do better than browsing the interwebs. Don't worry, I'm allowed to do this. I've been looking at, and I don't know how many YouTube videos, vlogs about Japan. What to do, what not to do. And from what I've seen, I feel like I've seen them all now, I've come to the conclusion that the only relevant, interesting, or bearable videos are from you, yay, Tomoko Desu, and Rachel and June. Well, we all thank you. I thank you on behalf of Rachel and June. And of course, Tomoko, the queen of the morons. Honestly, I also think that both of your channels have motivated me further to finally do this. Sounds like I'm talking about my biggest life choice here, but that's not really where I'm going. But who knows? With a puny arsenal of hiragana symbol, how do Europeans speak such damn good English? That is quite poetic, don't you think? This is not his first language. With a puny arsenal of hiragana symbol knowledge, I lunge myself into the crazy part of the world, and by crazy, I mean it in a good way. That's quite poetic. Guy speaks English better than Americans. Americans don't speak English, they speak American. Keep uploading controversial and interesting videos, and who knows, perhaps one day we'll be drinking buds at some izakaya. And also thank you for taking your time for reading this verbal poop mail. Andre, I hope to meet you someday. You seem like a cool dude. Okay. Not a question in there, was there? No, basically just blowing my own trumpet on that one. Okay. Let's go to the next video. The next question comes from Damien. It says, I would like to say I'm a fan of your videos that you upload to YouTube, and they are very informative. I would like to ask you, what would you suggest for someone visiting Japan for the first time to bring in my luggage? Drugs, lots of cocaine, man. No, I'm really not serious. Don't do that. If for any of the really stupid people out there, do not do that. Do not bring drugs to Japan. Okay, I'm planning to stay for a maximum 2 months to indulge in the culture. Culture, man. Oh, let me just roll around in it. I'm a polite person, and I'm studying the language, but I'm just worried of the preparations that need to be made. I would so appreciate a response. Sincerely, Damien. Have a fantastic day and night. This guy, he sounds so nice. He can't be American. I wonder where he's from. Damien, if you're watching, let me know where you're from. What do you really want to bring in your luggage? You know what I would bring? Bring tiny little toys that you can give to people, or American little smacks. Something that's not too expensive, but something you can just hand out to people as thank yous, and you'll make friends. Japanese people are really friendly if you approach them and say, hi, I've seen it happen. I do it. I pretend, once in a while, I put on an aura of, oh, I'm just traveling kind of guy, and or pretend not to speak Japanese. And people are really friendly. So, and even if you're not, even if you do speak Japanese, I mean, I go the more honest way too. Anyway, Japanese people are friendly. You'll have a great time. As a broad in Japan noticed in his video, I watched one of the videos, and he was saying how he went out and he met some guys at a convenience store, and they went out and partied all night together, and they didn't even know each other. I guess that kind of stuff happens, It's happened to me too, dozens of times. Just Ronan Dave and I just met some girls in front of the subway on the way home last night after the izakaya, and we just started chatting with them, talking about hamburgers. They were sitting in front of a hamburger sign, and we took pictures with them. I went home and showed my wife, and I'm thinking, wow, if you had been there, you'd see it was completely harmless. But you get home, and I'm in these pictures with these kind of attractive girls. And I'm thinking, I'm so lucky that my wife completely trusts me. Because if I were her, I'd be like, who are these girls? You said you were out with Ronan and Dave, and who are these two girls? It looks like we're on a double date or something. But there were other men there, but for some reason they were not in the picture. Anyway, what do you bring in your luggage? I don't know. Maybe you guys can help with the suggestions here. Well, of course, toothpaste, deodorant, medicine, basic I would bring your basic medical needs, like if you aspirin or whatever allergies you have, things like that, things that you need, Band-Aids, a basic first aid kit, just to make things easier. You know, better have it on you than have to go look at it. If you don't speak Japanese and you want to go to a pharmacy and ask them, you know, for diarrhea medicine or whatever, you know, Band-Aids even, it's much easier just to have it on you. And shit like that's expensive in Japan. I remember like even just a small box of like 12 like aspirins is like $12 sometimes, you know. It's like, really gonna talk to me like over $1 for a little pill. And yeah, I would say bring little presents that you can give out to people. You know what I wouldn't do? I would travel super light like I did when I was in South America. Bring maybe 3 t-shirts maximum, 3 underwear, right? And 1 pair of pants, and if it's summertime, 1 pair of shorts, and maybe some swimming trunks, or shorts that you can swim in, maybe, so you know, keep it light. It depends on when you're coming to in the summertime, you know. You'll sweat more, but there's places to do laundry, things like that. And if you stay in cheap hotels, you can do your laundry in the sink, you know. I don't know how cheap you're traveling. That's the other thing. Oh, and of course, bring lots of money. Bring as much money as you can, and you know, bring enough money to buy me a beer if you come visit. I should make that stipulation. Would you like to meet me? Come to my town. Are you going to bother me with emails to meet me? Then buy me dinner, and I'll meet you. That should be the new, because it's happening so often now. Maybe I should go back and tell that guy who wants to buy me lunch. Hey, you want to buy me lunch? Sure. Next question. Okay. Let's see. Loretta Scott's coming to Nagoya, and I'm looking forward to meeting her. She is great. She is Kemushi-chan, and she's coming to Nagoya in 2 weeks. I'm going to meet her. John says... he wants to know about the J-vlogging community, the correct Facebook group for J-vlogging community. There is one, mostly Japanese people, and I kind of ignore it. I don't really. You would think I'd be like right there, but on Facebook, I closed my account last year, like 1 month, but it's just such a time sucker, you know. So I don't know, man. Sorry, John. I'll try to look it up, but I don't really care right now. Let's see. What else do we have? I think that's Daniel. Oh, that's the same guy. I was gonna say that Daniel's the guy who I ran into in Nagoya Station, and he looked at me like he knew me. But okay, here's a long ass one. We'll make this the last message of the night. Dear Give Me a Break Man, very rarely do people address me that way. It's usually Hey Vic, which I don't like. Don't call me Vic. Call me Victor. Okay. Hey, Give Me a Break Man. I would like to thank you for all the great... You know what? Yeah, people who call me Vic are dicks, except for my father. So if you want to be a dick to me and show me that you're disdain, call me Vic. That's it. I'm giving you a weapon. Then I'll know... That makes it easy, because as soon as you call me Vic, I'll know right away that you're a dick, and I'll probably ignore the rest of your message. There you go. But if you want me to take you seriously, call me Victor. Okay? A little, that's a conundrum for you, because if you hate my guts, you're going to want to try to insult me, but call me Vic. But if you want me to actually read your message, you're going to have to call me Victor. So, I don't know. That's a hard one, huh? I would like to thank you for all your great videos you make in your spare time. You have cured my boredom many times, and will hopefully keep doing so in the future. I'm a Swedish student, which is important, and I skipped over that part the first time I read this email. Who is soon done and thrown into the real world. I am 18 years old. So this kid's English is a tiny bit strange, but I just thought he was just weird, and I didn't notice he was Swedish. I was reading it on my iPhone the first time I saw this. So this is what he says. I haven't gone to college yet. This word, every time someone spells college or tries to spell college, half of the time it's misspelled. Seriously, 50% of the time they spell collage, Collage. And it kind of drives me crazy. But I haven't planned to do it as of now. I'm becoming an electrician right now, and it is done with school this summer, and I'm trying to plan my life a bit. It's kind of amazing to me that you can, like, people would say, I'm going to become an electrician. It seems like such a blue collar, like unrespected, is that the word? Not a job that you would like tell people, I'm going to become an electrician, but in America, because America is such kind of, as much as we like to think we're an egalitarian society, people who say, I'm going to become an electrician aren't usually, it's not something you brag about, right? But I have the feeling that in Sweden, electricians get more respect. I don't know if you guys can follow what I'm saying. I feel like blue collar workers in other countries get more respect than Americans, where it's more, we respect the real asshole lawyers and bankers, you know, people who are destroying the country and produce nothing. It seems like those are the people that get more respect. And of course, athletes, you know, what a fucked up society where I mean, and this is old news, you know, where a basketball player gets more money than a doctor. You say, I mean, this guy saves lives, and the other guy dunks, you know, and, you know, does coke off prostitutes' backs, you know, I don't know. Anyway, I'm really interested in going to Japan to work and live, but my Japanese knowledge is very low. Again, don't worry about it. I will be going to China for 6 months as an au pair. How do you get that kind of job? This guy's maybe it's a woman. No, I think it's a man, Marcus. How do you get a job in Sweden as an au pair? Au pair? I'm sure I'm not pronouncing that correct. I used to know how to pronounce that. And I know I pronounced Jung wrong the other day. It was late. It was 2 in the morning. Now it's only 1:45. In 15 more minutes, I won't be able to pronounce anything. I won't be able to pronounce or make a sentence in a few more minutes. After a few months, I will hopefully go to Japan as a student to learn the language. The site just cut off. I had to start the camera again. Damn, that's the whole point of this. Is I just did it too long. I guess I can't handle more than 30 minutes. Oh, what do you know? I learned something. To learn the language. Okay. After a few months, I will hopefully go to Japan as a student to learn language. I have been searching for some work in Japan, but haven't found anything which suits me. If you have, I don't know if you're from Sweden, if you can get the work holiday thing. If you have some basic Japanese, you might be able to pick up some work here or there. There are a lot of Europeans in Tokyo who might help you out with that. I don't know. But anyway, he has some questions about. He doesn't know what a BA is. I mentioned BA. I guess they don't call it a BA in the Swedish language in Sweden. But a BA is basically a college degree. So that's what it is. I don't know what they call it in England actually, but I know they have colleges and universities. So a degree. In Sweden, I assume you have those as well. So go to one of those and graduate, and you'll be okay. But if you're going to teach English, it's not really relevant because they really only hire native English speakers. I guess you could try to get a job doing something else. And they do hire foreigners here. Okay. I work for this, not work, I don't work for, but there's this talent agency that sometimes calls me, very rarely, like once every 3 or 4 months, to do a narration or something. But they also call me just because I know people. They called me like when Mark, the crazy German cyclist, was here. They called me and asked me if Mark would be willing to work for a German company as a businessman. And didn't need a college degree. They just needed a German for some reason. And Mark wasn't really interested because actually Mark's got a good job back in Germany. But they did ask me about it. So the point is they do sometimes look for foreigners, right? You know, so obviously they're looking for foreigners, and I'm sure if they're looking for Germans, they're looking for Swedes. So I can't really help you with that. I would say look in your newspapers in your city to find out about jobs in Japan. There's probably more information online. You know, I would have to do the same thing you do, which is just Google it, I guess. Sorry, I can't help you with that. Anyway, he says I'll wrap up the email. He says. He doesn't know how to contact me or if this is the best way, but if maybe Skype again, Skype. You know, and I hate actually admitting that I charge for Skype because I feel douchey. But I mean that's my job, teaching English. I mean I charge Japanese, so why wouldn't I charge? You know, it's kind of actually fair to do it that way. Though I mean this is I guess my hobby. You know, kind of. So anyway, let's see. But he says, if you got this far, I'd like to thank you for reading my message, and you may use or criticize this however you like. Always remember that when you email me, that unless you actually put in the email, do not share this. I may do that, okay? So, and if you've been watching my videos long enough, you should know that. But remember, there's no real, I may make fun of you, and I may joke at your expense, but I don't really wish you any ill will, you know, and I almost never make fun of people using their real names and things like that. Unless you make YouTube videos, but if you're already putting your face on camera, then I assume that you've got the thick skin that takes, but who knows. Anyway, that's my longest video for tonight. Thanks always for watching. There are some, and last thing, please remember that this is my unedited channel. Give Me a Breakman is when I'm putting my edited stuff now. And I will be putting up more stuff. I'm working on a few things, actually, and I will try to put them up next week. But this week I've been very busy, and it's much easier to do these unedited videos. So that's my excuse, and I'm sticking to it. The question to suggest, I think I've asked this question before, but well, I'm going to go see Captain America tomorrow night with my lovely wife, and then we're going. I'm trying to get this to focus on that. Focus on this, damn it. And then I got tickets for Spider-Man next weekend. So do you think it's possible? I think it's pretty much impossible for Captain America to kick Spider-Man's ass. Don't you think? Don't you think it's pretty impossible? I mean, I would like to think he could do it, but nah, I don't think so. I think pretty much Spidey could kick his ass, right? And apparently there's a crossover at the end of the next. Is it Spider-Man? No, X-Men movie. When is that coming out in the States? I'd like to know. I'm looking forward to the next X-Men movie, End of Days or something, End of Future Days. I don't know what it's called, but Days of Future Past, whatever. Anyway, at the end of that movie, apparently there's a very short kind of, one of those at the end of the movie they show a little. It's a teaser. It's not really a trailer, but it's a teaser about the next movie coming, and Spider-Man's in it. Which is pretty cool because I think Spider-Man's Sony and X-Men is Fox, right? So I think it's wonderful that they're doing that, and I wish the Avengers would mix all that up too. Though, but even if you read comic books, it wasn't like the Avengers and the X-Men hung out much anyway, so not a big deal. But it's the same universe. You would think they would have some kind of clause in their contracts that would make it easier for them to promote each other. Because if you're a Marvel fan, it's in your you're gonna watch them all. You don't care if it's Fox or Sony. Nobody gives a shit about that, right? But those big companies, they don't seem to get that. I don't have a good question for you at the end. Oh, I know. Who's your favorite Marvel character? Or are you Marvel or DC? Who's your favorite comic book character? I'm sure there's some out there that I don't even know anymore. I used to be a big fan. Thanks for watching. Talk to you guys soon. And I need a good ending. I keep forgetting. Molly's got that "Don't Let Your Meatloaf." I'm out of here kind of thing. Morons for life. I don't know. It seems kind of like, you are not your khakis. I've got nothing original, man. The only thing I've got is everybody knows everything. But that doesn't really make sense if you're a moron, right? All right. Well, good night. I'll have to think about it. If anyone's got a good outro, mail it to me secretly and I'll pretend it's mine. Okay, good night.